Cultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. We're having ourselves a good day. 63 degrees at the airport, 62 here at Radio Center. Right now, Midland is looking at 67. Downtown Bay City is coming in at 63. We have a southwest breeze under 5 miles per hour. Steady barometer at 29.76. And as we go through the remainder of the day, we're going to continue to see that sunshine, although there might be a cloud or two as we go through the afternoon hours, especially later this afternoon, and especially east of I-75, where there is going to be the possibility, ever so slight, but the possibility of seeing a little bit of a sprinkle or two. Nothing of any measurable consequence overall, kind of like what we saw over the weekend, as far as spotty shower activity goes. Most locations did pick up some precipitation over the weekend, some much needed precipitation. Others picked up a whole lot more than they really cared to get, especially in southeast Michigan, where we're looking at a little bit broader coverage of rain, anywhere from 4 or 5/10 of an inch, upwards of 1.5 inches in southeast Michigan. We're looking at areas, as close, really, as just south of Frankenmuth, where we have had some unofficial reports of about 3/4 of an inch of rain. Heavy downpours, and then nothing, and then another wave went through. Very cold rain. If you were outside and got hit by one of those drops, boy, it was like you're going to freeze to death. It was a very cold rain. A lot of thunder, some lightning. Just kind of an unusual shower activity. But what hasn't been unusual as far as our weather is concerned? Mild air. I think we're finally done with the record-breaking high temperatures. The 14th, we had, again, another record here at MBS International Airport of 88 degrees. On the 14th, the 13th, we also had a record-breaking high temperature. We did not have any record-breaking overnight high temperatures, though. Temperatures still dropping down just a little bit, but overnight low last night was 55. The night before was 62. So overall, we've had some really mild weather after a very chilly start to the month of May. How are we going to wind up? Well, we'll talk about that in just a little bit. We do have a system right now that's over Lake Ontario. That's the system that generated all the activity as close as early this morning. We did have a number of reports, as I mentioned, in southeast Michigan, where we saw rainfall amounts of 4/10, 5/10, and over an inch of precipitation. Officially at MBS International Airport, barely a trace on Friday night and into Saturday morning, and then Saturday night. And then last night, 0.15 of an inch reported at MBS International. By contrast, down at Metro Airport in Detroit, just overnight last night, they had more than an inch, and they had close to an inch the night before. White Lake down on US 23, just to the north of 96. They had 1/4 of an inch overnight last night. On Saturday night, Sunday morning, they had over 3/4 of an inch there. And Ann Arbor picked up 1/3 of an inch in the last 24 to go along with the 4 or 5/10 that they had on Saturday night and early Sunday morning. As far as rainfall amounts, let's say over in Michigan's thumb, Lexington did pick up about 1.25 inches over the last 24 hours. That was on top of more than 1 inch of rain that they had on Saturday night and early Sunday morning. The Vassar area, just under 0.2. Cass City had 0.2 in the last 24. They had picked up better than 4/10, almost a half inch on Saturday night and early Sunday morning. So, again, as I said, a rule of thumb, the majority of the precipitation, the heaviest amounts in southeast Michigan. You go up into northern Michigan, where it has been really dry over the last 24 hours. Northern Michigan had nothing in the way of precipitation, so they continue to be exceptionally dry there. What's going to happen is we're going to have a frontal system whip through the state later on this afternoon and tonight across the northeastern part of the lower peninsula, and it will affect the weather east of I-75 over in Michigan's thumb. But we're not looking for a lot of moisture to come out of that system. For the most part, mostly sunny skies in the Great Lakes Bay area. Maybe a few clouds this afternoon. 73 is our projected high. We're looking for low tonight of 46. Sun will set this evening at 8:56, rise tomorrow morning at 6:10. Partly cloudy skies. That second front will have moved through, and that's the reason why the temperature will drop down into the middle 40s. Spotty rain shower activity in northern Michigan tonight. During the day tomorrow, high pressure over the straits, mostly sunny skies, and that high is going to pull some pretty chilly air down over on 65 is our projected high. We should be at 69 right now with a low of 48. So obviously we'll be below normal on the temperatures tomorrow. Our low tomorrow night will be 45. Then during the day on Wednesday, plenty of clouds around. Some scattered shower activity will pretty much highlight most of the state. 63 will be our projected high on Wednesday, but a little bit warmer on Wednesday night. And that will signify a warm-up that will start on Thursday. Partly cloudy skies, 75 for a high. We'll have a chance of a shower or two on Thursday night. 58 will be our low. And then on Friday, as the warm air moves in, a warm front moves up through, we'll have a pretty good chance of seeing some scattered shower activity around. 82 will be our projected high for Friday. 56 for a low on Friday night. Then on Saturday and Sunday, we're going to be looking right now, it appears, partly cloudy skies, maybe a few more clouds on Saturday afternoon. Low to mid 60s will be our high temperature for the weekend. Nighttime lows will be about 44, 45 degrees. Long range to take us all the way through the 29th is for our temperatures to average at or slightly below normal for this time of the year. Precipitation values are scheduled to be at or above average. The best chance of seeing above average is going to be a little bit further east of Michigan, but still we're in that slightly above average temperature or precipitation trend here in Michigan. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Cody Harris is standing by. We'll be talking to him in just a moment, find out what's going on with the markets as we start off a fresh week, and maybe we can sustain a little bit more upward movement. All of that coming up. Plus, as you can see over my right shoulder, we've got something that a lot of folks are looking at and looking forward to purchasing, very possibly. Maybe not so much for what's in the carton is what's on the carton and the cause that it's all about. All of that coming up, but first, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound-up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Krizak's House Family Restaurant. If you've got to supply the food for an event coming up, or you just want to go to a nice place and have a nice dinner or supper, Krizak's House is the place. 989-894-5531. They'll have that food ready for you if you want to take it out. Take it to the event that you've got to supply the food for, and you will be a hero at your event. Krizak's House, 989-894-5531, corner of Cass and Michigan on Bay City's south side. We say good morning to Cody Harris. Cody, I hope you had a good weekend.
Oh, yes. Good morning to you, Terry. Did have a good weekend. Other than the little rain we got, it was a pretty nice weekend.
You know,
sure.
I'm not complaining about the rain. I think we probably could have stood a little bit more, but I think we've got more in the forecast, so I'm not too worried about that. Farmers should be able to get a little bit more work done, don't you think?
I would agree as well, especially last week. It seems like we got a lot of field work done that was kind of delayed from the previous wet weather, and, you know, it seems like guys are getting back on track. Like I said, kind of some spotty showers maybe here or there the next, week or so. So it's definitely beneficial up here for sure.
I got a funny feeling when that crop progress report comes out for Michigan, it's going to show some pretty impressive numbers over a week, but I don't know about the rest of the country. What are you hearing?
Well, yeah, kind of looking across the country, here in the Midwest, definitely we've made some progress, but shoot, you look over in kind of that, upper Midwest, upper West, up in North Dakota, Minnesota, northern Minnesota, shoot, with their spring wheat planting as far as their field work as well, definitely getting actually, they're falling behind even further and further after that big storm that came through. But looking at kind of across the country more, maybe the southern Corn Belt down into the maybe southern plains, panhandle of Texas and all that aspect, should see some pretty good increases across the board. Maybe a little delayed, maybe, because I talked to a couple guys this morning, there was a little more work done than they expected. So maybe in this report you should see a bump, but maybe we're a little farther along than expected. That's definitely what the trade's looking at here today, Terry, at least one of the factors.
Yeah, there's obviously a lot of factors that we've been dealing with for the past, several weeks that are still influencing the markets. But I'm amazed at how steady the markets have been in terms of gains. Whatever they've shown gains, we've given up some, but we're bouncing right back.
Oh, yes. Like looking at today here, we got a big bounce back today, Terry, across the board of all grains. Well, really driven by wheat and some news that we got here yesterday and over the weekend and then this morning. Kind of looking at everything the way it sits right now. Let's see, cash wheat, we're actually up 70 right now. That's 12.07 on the white, 11.57 on the red. New crop wheat is also up 70 at the moment. That's 12.17 on the white, 11.67 on the red. Looking over at cash corn, that's up 20 at 7.36. New crop corn's up 13 at 7.07. And looking over at soybeans, cash soybeans are up 7 at 16.13. And new crop soybeans are up 10 at 14.43.
When I talked to Gary on Friday, Cody, we talked a little bit about the wheat and what a remarkable progress we have seen in some of the wheat fields around that, quite frankly, about 3 weeks ago or so, some of the fields really didn't look very good.
Oh, yes. And even kind of over the weekend, I did a little drive around as well, kind of to see what the crop kind of looked like. And I think even from what I thought it looked good last week, even over the weekend, kind of the nice weather, the little spritz of rain we got on Saturday or so, really, I mean, the wheat that is out here, especially in the Saginaw Valley area, definitely looks good. The wheat that's up, I know there's some pounding spots. You might see a little bit of gaps in the field, but the wheat that actually kind of survived and made it through and looked rough a few weeks ago was definitely catching back up, or if not caught back up to what we had expected to be this time of year, and actually looks pretty good, Terry. I would agree as well.
All right. Cody, we'll talk to you again maybe in a couple of days.
Yes, sir. I'll be here.
All right. Take care. Cody Harris over at Star of the West. Market Report brought to you by the folks at Schaefer and Beerline. It is spring Ram commercial truck season at Schaefer and Beerline, the Great Lakes Bay Area's certified ag dealer. They've been around since 1852, so they know trucks and vans. And you can buy with confidence from a dealer where family and service sells cars. Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth. And by Thumb Bank, serving the needs of farmers for well over 125 years. 2 locations in Bay City, also Cass City, Caseville, Pigeon, and Bad Axe, Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. Right now, as Cody indicated, pretty strong moves in the wheat complex. July wheat right now is up 68.5. That would make it 12.46 in Chicago. September contract is up 65.5. That's 12.46.5. Corn on the July is up 18.5, 7.99 3/4. September corn at 7.71. That is up 13.5. Soybeans on the July up 6 at 16.52.5. The August contract is up 6 3/4. That would make it 16.02 1/4. Crude oil on the June contract right now is at 111.97.5. That is, it just took another jump up 148.5. When we return, more coming up.
Mr. Farmer, does the cost of fertilizer have your head spinning? Maybe it's time to look for alternatives. Now's the time to see what Dairy Dew can do for you. Dairy Dew? Dairy Dew offers compost blends made with chicken manure, gypsum, and several other natural ingredients that will bring health back into your fields. As a matter of fact, Dairy Dew features a mix of compost blends, granulated fertilizers, and liquids that will help to restore nutrients and good biology to your soils. No matter if you're a conventional farmer or organic farmer, Dairy Dew is for you. Dairy Dew liquids like Kelpful and MCI Corn Starter will benefit your plants. The soil health experts at Morgan Composting have been helping farmers with their soil health for over 25 years. Put that expert know-how to work for you. Don't let today's fertilizer costs get you down. Now you know the best option. Learn more by visiting dairydew.com. Get your orders placed now for spring. Put Dairy Dew to work for you.
Healthy plants come from healthy soil. Healthy soil comes from Dairy Dew.
Make the most of your land with a compact tractor from Hudson. We're offering 0% for 84 months financing on all new John Deere compacts through August 2nd, 2022. Own the popular 1025R with a loader and mower deck for $248 a month, or step up to the 3025E with a loader for $274 a month. Find yours today, in-store or online, and see if you qualify. Come by Hudson, your local John Deere dealer, or visit us online at HudsonInc.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Along with me, Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Jerry, did you get any work done over the weekend?
We did, Terry. What a great weekend. And Sunday was kind of cool and kind of nice to get out and work. So, yeah, good time to get stuff done. Terry, what I'm seeing outside right now is a lot of the lawns have more yellowy kind of patches in them, and they're going to seed. That's annual bluegrass in your lawn and going to seed, and a lot of lawns have it. It's really not a problem, and it's hard to control and get out. So if you have it, you're going to more likely deal with it, or if you want to try and get it out, you can kill it off and reseed it. Probably best to do that in the fall. But annual bluegrass, I mean, golf courses struggle with it all over. It's kind of a problem if you want that perfectly green lawn, but geez, it grows well. It cuts nicely. It's all good. So annual bluegrass, that's what you're seeing, a little bit lighter green with seed heads on them right now.
All right, Jerry, thanks a lot. Take care. Have a good one.
Yes, sir.
Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. As I mentioned a little bit earlier at the beginning of the broadcast, if you're looking at us on Facebook right now, whether it's on WSGW Facebook or the Farm Service Facebook, you can see a big box. And on the box, it says Bush Light. And up at the top, it says For the Farmers. And off on one side, you see a big John Deere tractor. What's all this about? Well, our Eric Pfeiffer with Michigan Ag Today tells us all about the promotion involving 2 giants for the benefit of Farm Aid.
Special edition Bush Light cans will feature John Deere equipment. A portion of the proceeds will benefit Farm Rescue, a nonprofit that provides critical material aid to family farms. Dan Erdman of Farm Rescue says they are thankful for the promotion.
We're humbled, we're honored, and we're excited by the decision to choose Farm Rescue as the beneficiary of this kind of first time ever co-promotion here. It's not something that John Deere has done in the past, but two fantastic companies that have teamed up for this For the Farmers can promotion. Again, it's a special edition Bush Light can decked out in that John Deere green and yellow, and got the tractor on the front and the agriculture in the background.
John Deere joked on Twitter Tuesday to not call it a case of Bush Light for obvious reasons. So for each 24 or 30 pack of 12-ounce Bush Light sold during its limited run from now through July 3rd, Bush Light will donate $1 to Farm Rescue, up to a maximum of $100,000, with John Deere matching their donation. Erdman says the donation will be a big help.
It's going to make a huge impact on our efforts to support farm families going through crisis. And it kind of thrusts us into more of a national spotlight and just lets folks know who we are and what we do, and hopefully connect us with more of those families that are going through a tough time, if it's injury, illness, or natural disaster, who could use a free hand up from Farm Rescue.
Read more on Farm Rescue at MichiganAgToday.com and get yourself some Bush Light with that John Deere equipment on it for a good time and a good cause.
Along with me, I have Eric Sawatsky, Yo and Yo Accounting. Eric, let's shift gears here just a little bit. Understand there's a special campaign going on right now in our community.
There is, and it's especially geared towards Bay County small businesses. There's federal funds that have been allocated from the American Rescue Plan that are being administered through Bay Future. And so currently, if you are a business in Bay County with 2 to 50 employees, and you have a brick and mortar building that's located in Bay County, you could be eligible for grants up to $20,000. The current application is open. It's been open for about 6 days and is only open through the end of this month. So if you think from that, pretty basic eligibility requirements there, if your business sounds like it would fit that, I would definitely take a look at either Bay Future's website or reach out to them to get an application and get that in. Basically, the only other requirement is you have to prove that you had some kind of negative impact of the pandemic over the last few years, which for most businesses wouldn't be hard to show and to prove. So opportunity to get some additional money to help out your business. So if you're a Bay County business, I would definitely take a look at that.
And again, what's the deadline on that, Eric?
May 31st is when the applications are no longer accepted.
All right. Eric, thank you very much. I appreciate the input. And I know there's a few businesses out there that hopefully will be able to take advantage of it.
Definitely.
You take care. Eric Sawatsky with Yo and Yo. Do you have a yield monitor in your combine? Do you print off a pretty picture every year, but you don't know what to do with it? Why don't you have PC Ag Solutions analyze your data to help you make profitable decisions for the upcoming season? We can help you analyze your data from your planter, sprayer, or combine and compare it to your soil types and nutrient availability. Anything from the planting date to your speed, population, and variety to elevation, drainage, and in-season applications. We can help you make the most profitable decision on your farm. Call us today. 989-868-4444.
Cercospora is tough and tenacious. So are sugar beet farmers. Provosol fungicide can stop Cercospora leaf spot and help your business grow. It brings brand new chemistry that's engineered to exceed the performance of current fungicides on the market. With faster activity and a longer residual disease control for your sugar beet plants, Provosol is the proactive fungicide that won't quit when things get tough. In other words, it's just like you. Talk with your BASF rep about Provosol fungicide. Always read and follow label directions.
We'll be back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton,